6 years ago, I felt absolutely awful. I had IBS. I was desperately trying to figure it out. Irregular bathroom habits, constipation and bloating and gas and anal fissures, triggered by different things in different people as well. And that's been difficult for me to accept, that there's no like one thing fixes all. Sometimes I have these attacks of like gas and wind that are so bad that I've considered going to the emergency room sometimes. I'm not joking. I'm currently waiting on a colonoscopy as well. Ugh. And for years, this IBS update has been very highly requested. So we're kicking off 2024 talking about, amongst other things, like my sponsor HelloFresh, poo. Yes, this is a video about the actual gut inside you, the thing that starts at your mouth and ends at your anus, which is so important because it impacts your mental health as well as your physical health. But yeah, this video isn't about what you might call or refer to as your gut. Basically what you see on the outside. Maybe you clicked this video because you're on that new year, new me bullshit buzz. And I guess this is your message, that 2024 is the year that we accept that it's completely normal to be a little bit bloated. That we realise that social media lies to us in convincing us that a flat stomach is a sign of ideal health. People sucking in their stomachs, that is not health. Now don't get me wrong, bad bloating is a thing that exists. The kind of bloating that you get when you chew chewing gum, you eat too fast, you drink fizzy drinks, you've got IBS, constipation. We all know that I've been there. But look, some bloating after meals is normal and actually can even be a sign of a healthy gut just doing its thing. Maybe you're new to gut health, microbiome. Basically, there are trillions of microbes that colonize our guts.
It's like we've discovered in the last 10 years a new organ in our bodies. If you put them all together, they weigh about the same as our brain.
And they ferment foods, certain fibers, and that causes gas, which causes you to be a little bit bloated sometimes. However, if our gut is imbalanced, so you're experiencing issues, you've got problems, painful cramps, finding it really hard to push out that tiny little Malteser poo, extreme bloating where, you know, there's just wind coming out either direction every 2 minutes for hours. That was my life. All of this is very linked to the health of your gut microbiome. My microbiome is unique. Your microbiome is unique. There is no one-size-fits-all solution or approach to nutrition that suits everybody's bugs, the gut bugs. And anyone that tells you that there is lying to you. I'm talking about people like Freely the Banana Girl.
Go fruit your son.
15 bananas. Now I've got my 20 banana smoothie here. 10. This is 10. Hey Freebaz, now it's dinner time and I'm going to have another 20 bananas.
Thanks for all the therapy bills that I had to pay to deal with the orthorexia. Yeah, you might see very well-known people like Jordan Peterson talking about how eating nothing but meat, you know, cured him of all these things.
No, I eat beef and salt and water. That's it. And I never cheat.
When people like that speak about their own experiences with diet, listen very closely when they say...
So I want to preface that with something. I am not a dietary expert, so I'm now speaking as an uninformed citizen.
Yes.
Right, is that we're eating way too many carbohydrates, I think. But remember, I'm no expert.
So yeah, really important. There's no single food or single microbe that will destroy your gut microbiome, that will make it amazing. It's a really complex system in our body, and what will determine the health of it is your diet and lifestyle choices over time. So time. Let's talk time. It's 2018, right? And there's me after going through many's the year, trying to just recover from my issues with food and binge eating and all the rest. That process involved letting go of rigid diet rules. What happened with me was I got in a habit of eating the same things over and over again. Around this time I was under an immense amount of pressure for a book deadline. I was in a new relationship which activated old trauma and like constantly had that kind of butterflies in the gut feeling, you know, because our gut and our brain are so intricately linked. It's insane. I was also drinking an extreme amount of alcohol. Anyway, around this time, I developed severe IBS. Severe. It dominated my thoughts, and I was experimenting with different ways of eating and stuff to address it. I specifically remember the low FODMAP diet, and that did help to control the symptoms, but it's not intended to be a long-term thing. So I knew I had to get to the bottom of what was causing these problems for me. Some of you might remember I discovered that stress was a massive trigger for me with my flare-ups. So I researched and I researched and I researched, and turns out not only can microbes influence stress reactivity, but also alcohol can have a significant effect on the healthy bacteria in the gut microbiome. According to the National Institute of Health, existing evidence suggests bidirectional relationships among stress, diet and the gut, which ultimately form either a vicious or virtuous cycle. Then in 2020 I got pregnant, and so began the wonder years, because something shifted. I could suddenly eat things that had caused massive IBS flare-ups for me, like gluten, for example, and I'd have no reaction, like no symptoms at all. And at first I was like, oh, is this a fluke or just a temporary adjustment with the hormones or whatever? But no, I've since learned that when you're carrying a baby, a fetus, your gut microbiome modifies itself significantly, basically to allow your baby to develop properly. That's likely why so many people with IBS notice that their symptoms change or go away entirely when they get pregnant. Now, for others, don't go getting pregnant just to get rid of your IBS, because for others, pregnancy triggers IBS symptoms. So yeah, it's very much about where your gut bugs are at any one time. And obviously, food was and still is a big factor, because yeah, I thought it was just, oh, I got pregnant and my IBS is gone. But no, around the time that I got pregnant, two other very relevant things happened at around the same time. So one, I had stopped drinking alcohol a few months before I got pregnant. So by the time I got pregnant, that would have had an impact on my gut microbiome. Secondly, around that time as well, did nutritional therapy, and I started eating a more diverse diet, adding in more whole foods and stuff. So that takes us to 2022. I was pregnant again, and I was eating absolute crap, just so many frozen pizzas and things like that, just to survive the nausea, which was really bad. For the whole first trimester and some of the second trimester was like that gungy, greasy, delicious kind of, well, I say delicious, like I never want to see a McDonald's again. I felt absolutely terrible, and certain symptoms from my IBS were starting to creep in, like very sporadic. So nothing major, but I just didn't like the direction I was going. So more research, came across Tim Spector, Professor Tim Spector. I bow down. Right.
Just because it's got some healthy label on it, like low calories, low fat, low sugar, we should be ignoring those and thinking about what is the quality of the food and how good is it for our gut health and our microbes. Once you understand that you need to eat for your gut microbes, it changes the way you think about food.
This really stuck with me. Tim said that if you're going to do just one thing to improve your gut health, it should be to eat a wide variety of different plants, ideally 30 or more a week.
And so it's not just about eating the same kale salad every day.
You should change it.
It's diversity, it's variety, it's trying to get all of these things, and people forget what plants are.
I thought that sounded absolutely ridiculous until I realised he didn't mean 30 full portions of plants. Even a pinch of like a herb counts. So say you're making a nice wholesome dinner, bit of free-range chicken, some sweet potatoes, just even pinching some paprika or any kind of herb onto the food means that dinner has 2 plants, not just one. If we're speaking in the language of the gut microbiome, which likes a presence of lots of different plants in there. So yeah, this is very, very doable. At the time, I think I was probably eating 10 to 15 different plants over the course of a week. Like, look, in the last half an hour, I've had 2 plants. Coffee because coffee counts. Lads, I am beyond obsessed with my coffee machine. We got one of those coffee machines that grinds the beans fresh as a family Christmas present. I'm obsessed. I also have my favourite chocolate brand here, Booja Booja. This is their winter collection. And apparently cocoa from chocolate, like good quality chocolate, ideally we're talking dark chocolate, like 70% plus. Apparently that counts, so I'm already on track. 28 more plants to go this week. And yeah, this 30 plants a week thing, this is a thing now. Like doctors like Ali Abdaal, dieticians like Sophie Medlin.
You're eating 30 different plants a week, so trying to eat loads of variety of different types of plants.
They're all talking about it, so I was like, yeah, 5-day, move over. We've got a new bitch in town. I was like, I am doing this in 2023. I am doing this. I want to be doing those perfect type 4 sausage shaped smooth poos from the stool chart. We all know the chart.
Now getting into the Bristol stool chart, this is the dream. This is where we all want to be.
It's been pretty much a year for me of easy, perfect poos, no gut pain ever, no matter what I eat as well, like cake, whatever. And this is the thing, the healthier your gut, it can handle whatever food you eat. I get over colds much faster. My preschooler has been bringing home everything, and so my immune system is working really well, and my mood has been more stable than it's probably ever been. If you want to provide the bacteria in your gut with lots of different things to be digesting, you mix whole grains, legumes, nuts, seeds, vegetables, fruits too, herbs and spices, and yeah, not like really processed versions of them. Think of a strawberry. It's red. It's not just red. It's hundreds of chemicals that you can't see, and if you like put that in an ultra processed donut in like the jam, all that good stuff is not the same. I'm not saying don't eat the donut. Enjoy the shit out of the donut, but just don't count it on your 30 plants list, if you get me. So yeah, tips on how you can get 30 plants in. This is how easy it is. No extreme dieting necessary. These are the 5 things that made this easy for me. I start every day with a diversity bowl, and there's 2 different ways to do this. So the base can be a yogurt or oats, like cooked oats, and then just add in mixed seeds like ground up or flaxseed or whatever, mixed nuts. I'm just getting through the roast nuts we got for Christmas, but ideally you'd be going for a bag of just raw mixed nuts, and then berries as well. Even more, you could add in other fruits like chopped banana or whatever, but then you're starting your day immediately with a ton of plants. And your coffee. Gotta love the coffee. So yeah, with one meal, you could be getting 10 plants or more out of your 30 over the week. And you've got, how many meals do you eat in a week? 1 million. Next is 2 plant snacks. So I'd pair just 2 plants, an apple and some crunchy peanut butter, or an oat bar that has oats and raisins in it. Next is a biggie. Yes, they're the video sponsor, but I have been a paying customer for a year, and I've recently bumped from 3 meals a week up to 4 meals a week. And yes, I'm talking about HelloFresh. Hello also to convenience, and most importantly, variety in one box delivered straight to my door once a week. It's full of pre-portioned ingredients and recipe cards for making delicious meals. There's straightforward step-by-step instruction cards on how to make the meals. I love HelloFresh because they make wholesome eating really easy, accessible, stress-free, and I can get in so many plant foods without having to think or plan ahead or waste a load of money or waste a load of food. So you find a recipe and you want to make it, and you buy the ingredients to make that meal. Inevitably, there's usually leftover ingredients, and with the whole variety, diet, diversity thing, eating the same things over and over again isn't part of that. But you don't want to throw out food. Naughty. And like remembering to buy the other ingredients, to use up the leftover ingredients of the other things so that you're getting different meals and different things, and it's more fun and exciting. That requires brain energy and time that I don't have. I have 2 little kids. HelloFresh helps me to reclaim more time with my family, and I actually enjoy my veg, and I experiment with all kinds of different things that I would never think to buy, like bok choy and aubergines and just things that would never call my name in the supermarket. They now offer super quick recipes that are ready in 15 minutes or less. They have a mountain of family recipes. We always get their vegetarian ones, and so many of the meals are bulked out with legumes that we find it really hard to actually, like, we have a press full of jars of stuff, but like I prefer when HelloFresh is there to tell me what to do and actually make them taste really nice. Hear me when I say this service has been life-saving for my family, frankly. Like, I have a recovering fussy eater and he loves preparing the meals with me, and we will serve him like little bits of the meals alongside a safe food. This was recommended by all these different accounts that I follow about fussy eating. Getting kids involved, you know, exposure to lots of foods. It's really important because, you know, my kids have their own unique microbiomes, and that matters to me as well, as much as my own does. Anyway, I would promote this company for free, but if you would like to try HelloFresh, get 60% off your first box. Look at it, look at the offer there. 20% off the next 2 months and free gifts. Use Murphy24. Next on my wee list is, if you're eating out, just order vegetarian. Order vegetarian or ask for a side salad. Done, easy peasy. Hopefully it's not one of those vegetarian places where it's just, here's some cheesy pasta. Or maybe you want to hope that it is, because that's really delicious. Last on the list is get creative with your baking. When I was still in eating disorder recovery, I was doing this quite a lot. Like, I was making, you know, sweet potato brownies, black bean brownies. I was just playing around and having fun. And yeah, I was just more conscious of, you know, if I was having dessert, I'd put some berries on it, or I'd do, you know, a carrot cake. I think you can even make beetroot cake. Recently, I've been making a lot of apple crumbles, and at Christmas I made apple and cranberry crumble, and that's now my new favourite thing to make. But just making more wholesome, sweet treats to have, instead of just having another Magnum or another Galaxy chocolate bar. Like, they're nice, they're lovely, but they get old, and it's another meal where you're taking away an opportunity to be adding something in. So even just having your Magnum with a bowl of berries or whatever, doing all those 5 things has made it so easy. Like, some weeks I probably have 40 plants in there, and my goal in 2024 is to be eating up to 40 different plants a week. And, you know, no, this advice isn't gonna make you super skinny, give you super flat washboard abs. Like, this is just to help your gut be more healthy, and that has such a knock-on effect on everything. Your mental state, your productivity, your sleep. Of course, stuff like physical activity and all of that adds into this. Like, these things are all very much intertwined. When I was planning this video, I asked my husband, like, when's the last time that you heard me complaining after doing a shite? Like, complaining of just having an off stomach, and he couldn't answer me, and that is just absolutely unbelievable, considering where I was at and how much my poor gut health was dominating my life. Like, it was so bad. I wouldn't go to certain things because of it. How mortified I'd be with, like, farts slipping out and stuff. So it really did hold me back. It affected my confidence at the time. It affected my relationship, because I was pulling away and hiding, and I just wouldn't want him touching me. And I was like, you're gonna be so turned off me, because I'm just like this ball of farts and burps and not being able to poo and taking lactulose. And, you know, you do not want to get hooked on the lactulose, okay? You want to help out your gut, and there are so many other things that are amazing for gut health. And if you want more videos about this subject, let me know. Like the video, comment what you would like to see from me. Videos where I talk about prebiotics, probiotics, antibiotic effects, fermented foods. This is a topic that I love, and I'm very much wanting to do a lot more videos about just being better, being a better person, self-growth, self-actualization, just like reaching our potential, living a happy, healthy life, feeling good as we go about our days. And if you're not annoyed by my accent and my birthmark, come along for the ride with me, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Let me know where you're at with your gut health in the comments. And we're not going to be doing weird video endings in 2024. We've had enough of them. We had a whole year of them. Someone suggested that I use this as an opportunity to let you know that I have written 2 novels. They were bestsellers in Ireland. I've also written a non-fiction book. Google my name, Google my books, buy my books, check out my website. They're linked there. They're all on Audible, and I'll be telling people about them from now on, because 2024 is the year where we hype ourselves up. I've felt so icky about self-promotion with my books because I was like, oh, I've mentioned it enough times now, right? But I spent years on them, lads. And they're still out there. They're still chilling in the shops with all the other real books on the shelves. This was taken in the airport over Christmas. And a lot of you don't know about them. I haven't read them, so enjoy. Bye.